spiral, your pencil, and if you still have it, your blue pen. We will be taking a couple notes with the blue pen today. This should be the last notes that you have in your spiral. This is what you should have done Friday while I was out. So find this, turn to the next page, and we get to start Unit 6 today. So we start with our U6. We're actually going to start with a little bit of a review of perimeter. You should have started learning perimeter probably in first or second grade. It doesn't change much, but I do want to do a quick review, and you will practice it today before we get into area tomorrow. In case you have forgotten, perimeter is the distance around a 2D shape, which just means a flat shape, such as a square or triangle. Could also be a pentagon, an octagon, all different shapes. You solve it all doing the exact same thing though. We're going to practice that with a couple different shapes in just a minute. I'm going to give you time to get the definition written. So perimeter, the distance around a 2D shape. For our first example, I'm going to draw a triangle. He's a little right triangle, doesn't need to be very big. Show that he's a right triangle by having that little square there. We're going to pretend he's 3 feet on the left, 4 feet on the right, and the bottom is a narrow little 2 feet. Don't forget, with this being a video, if I get ahead of you, you can pause, you can rewind, whatever you need to do. Make sure you get all of these notes taken. I will be checking to make sure that you get all of this taken, and it will be part of your grade. So once we know our measurements of each side, very simple. All we have to do is add 3 plus 2 plus 4. 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 4. So our perimeter is 9 feet. Make sure you don't forget your feet. Don't forget to label. And I just left a letter out of forget, so we're going to try that again. F-O-R-G-E-T. Don't forget to label. If you put just 9, you don't have the complete answer. You need to have 9 feet. So beside it, we're going to do our next shape. We're going to do a rectangle. We're going to say the side is 3 yards. This side is 5 yards. So if you look at this, I bet you notice I didn't give a label to these other 2 sides. Well, if we have a rectangle, opposite sides are the same. So this guy would also be 3, and the top and the bottom would also be the same. So you can figure out what opposite sides are. Once you have all your sides, you know your distances, you just add it. I'm going to add it as 3 plus 3, do my opposites, plus 5 plus 5. 3 plus 3 is 6, 5 and 5 is 10, so my total is 16. Then I bring down my label, 16 yards. This should be one of the easiest skills that we have done in quite a while, but I did want to review it before we went on. One more example of something that sometimes you will see is a square. Nice, neat little square. And we're going to say it is 2 inches. And sometimes when you have a square, you'll see these little lines. Just a short little line like that. And what that means is each of those sides is the exact same length. It's part of how you know it's a square. So he's 2, he's 2, and he's 2. And you don't have to label if you know all of them are the same size. There's 2 different ways you can total him. One is to just add 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. 2, 4, 6, 8. So our answer is 8 inches. The other way you can do a square, or do a little bubble. There are 4 sides. Each of them is 2. 2 times 4, remember parentheses means times, is 8 inches. Get the same answer either way. Just depends on if you want to add it up or multiply. So you might be thinking, when am I ever going to use this in real life? In real life, one of the most common times that you will use this is fences. If you have a fence around a part of your yard, someone had to figure out the size of your yard, and they would have measured around the edges. So perimeter is something that is very common with fences in new home building and those types of things. If you want to buy a border to put up in your bedroom, you would have to measure around to see how far it is around your room so you know how much border to buy. So this can be a useful skill. All you have to remember is to add.